Yeah.
How old you? How old your children are?
9 and 2.
Okay. So wait a minute, wait a minute. The first one I give you a pass on. Why you ain't married that man to the second
I
time?
did.
What y'all was doing? Y'all was married?
Yeah.
How long you was married to?
2 years.
So you're divorced, a divorcee.
Hmm.
Okay, interesting. Uh, okay, that's good. We don't see a lot of black marriages in the community, but uh, well, why you think you feel like these romance movies and these like love shows like Love and Hip Hop, you think that they cause like a negative effect on relationships? How people view relationships? These Hallmark movies,
Of
Tyler Perry
course.
movies.
Of course. Because it's like you have, like, just being completely honest, think about like all of the like black cinema. Most of the time in black cinema, if there is a couple, they're cheating on each other, they're beating on each other, they're doing this, that, and the third, um versus white movies. And I hate to throw race in there, but you think of like the movies that come on Hallmark.
Yeah,
They're all in love. They have the white picket fence, they have the kids, the dog, it's so, yeah, like, which is sad because we should want best for ourselves. But yeah, it's not there. Just being completely honest.
but I feel like what do romance mean to you?
Um, I don't even know how to answer that. Like, I would say romance is um romance is all the lovey-dovey stuff, like flowers, unexpected gifts, sitting down and talking, like, not even being sexually intimate, but that intimacy where you know your partner. That's romantic to me.
With the last part, I couldn't hear the last part you said.
um like intimacy, but not even like in
Okay,
a sexual way, just like intimacy where you want to get to know your partner, you want to, understand your partner, things like that.
okay, okay, cool, cool.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, romance. Do you know where romance came from though? Because I feel
Yep.
like romance is an ideology that created by people though. Where you think it come from?
I don't know.
It came from Romans. It was the novelties in Roman with the chivalry and the French Revolution. They was doing that, but it was just mostly made by books that they wrote. And I think Hollywood took that and think romance is true love. Like, what was a romance movie you seen? Have you seen the Titanic before? Titanic.
Titanic, The
Okay,
Notebook.
great.
uh,
Titanic, Notebook, favorite. One of my two favorite love
okay.
movies. I enjoy it. But let's be real. Ain't nobody kissing in the rain like in the Notebook, clothes
That
soaking wet. Ain't
exactly.
nobody carrying no damn woman up the damn stairs and having wild, crazy sex.
You're right.
They do scenes. You know what they do? They say, cut, cut, bring it back. What?
Mhm.
Ain't nobody doing it. Ain't nobody breaking up and coming back after 10, 5. She about to get married to the man, then leave you. Man, come on, man.
Yeah. Leave you at the altar and run off into the sunset with another man. Yeah, I get it. Nobody's
So,
doing that.
right. Don't you think those movies are damaging to women? Like, they can be dangerous
Of
because
course.
they have these unrealistic expectations.
Of course, because it makes us think, okay, now I can go and find somebody like um my guy in the Titanic, or now I'll go find me a love like the guy in the Notebook. When being realistic, like, you're not gonna, it's a movie. It's made to think like these men were perfect. This relationship was perfect. We
Mm-hmm.
can go through it all. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I definitely agree.
It's crazy because you'll see like in the movies they show a little bit of the bad in the movies, like how they break up and get back together, but they never show like the truly daily fights that goes on and the issue. They just shows you that you lead up to the woman. how the man get the woman, the girl get the woman, and they maybe have a split and then come back together and this romantic fantasize and everything is perfect. The sex, the trips. They just show like a snippet.
Yeah.
They just show like a snippet I get of that, and you know they just like leave everybody else to fill in the blank. So just happily ever after sunset shit. But what about the Disney movies like Beauty and the Beast, The Mermaid, Cinderella? That's another one.
I think those movies are they're ideal because of the age group
No,
that it
no, no.
should.
Grown women.
Oh,
How old are
oh,
you?
grown women? No, 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 not for grown women.
Grown women. But see, this is the thing is about grown women. Most women still in their late. How old you are?
28.
Yeah, grown. I'm 27, so we and you in the same ballpark. Have this Disney mind in their head, this fantasy that it's gonna come out like that. Have you seen the movie Pretty Woman before?
Mm-mm.
You never seen Pretty Woman with the woman, the man fall in love with the prostitute and marry her?
Isn't that the movie with Julia Roberts?
Yeah, yeah,
Bradley.
yeah. Rock. You need to go
I know
see
she
it.
plays in it, but I've never seen it.
Great movie, great movie. I love the movie. What am I? That's another movie added to my love movie. But
Mm.
anyways, it's like that stuff is not real. You got girls who watched it as kids, and they still had the same mindset in the adults. I look at it.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. No, I feel like as a grown woman, if you're relating to movies that are like meant for, because just being completely honest, Disney movies, most of them are ideal for teenagers, typically around the age group of 14 to 16. So if you
I
are
thought it's the kids in middle school or something.
yeah, I mean, they could fall there, but I wouldn't. I would honestly say, like with like the love scenes and things like that. Typically, kids between 14 and 16 will like they'll kind of relate to that more than I would say somebody in middle school. So yeah,
Uh, right, right. Yeah, these movies because everybody, and most women are looking for this Prince Charming type guy.
and they don't exist.
There was a quote I always read: "Prince Charming or Princess Charming." Guess what? They breath both stink in the morning.
Hello, they bleed just like we do.
And you said you was married for how long again? 2 years.
Mhm.
Okay.
We was together for 10.
What was the reason this divorce?
We grew apart, and it was to the point where we were forcing things, and it made both of us very, very, very unhappy.
So what was the grounds you filed for divorce at?
What do you mean?
What grounds? Like, did you? What did you saying? Like, what grounds for divorce did y'all get?
Irreconcilable differences.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, interesting. What was some like ups and downs that people that you went through in your marriage that people don't know about?
Um, I mean, it was a lot of things that I went through that people didn't know about because I was one of the people that, when I first got married or when I got engaged, everybody told me like, um, no matter what, keep your business between y'all. And I stuck with that. My business was my business. So nobody really knows what I went
I
through
should
in my
say
marriage.
what you went through first. I'm just saying what people who want to get married, what they gonna
Oh,
get,
what they
what they gonna have in store for them.
marriage is hard. Marriage is very hard. Once you pass that honeymoon stage, it is, and that honeymoon stage, you get so high off of being married and being in love and thinking like this person really loves me so much that they want to be with me for the rest of their life. You're so high off of that. Once that stage stops, you
Wait. I'm glad you said that. Oh, that's an excellent point. We're gonna slow it down. Slow it down. You're making great points right now, Kira. Um, how long do that honeymoon phase last? Because I read this book. I think everybody should read it. Never Die Alone by
Mhm.
Logan Usi. She said the love is it been studied that she was saying that this phase of love or that lust you got for that person usually fades away after a short period of time, and you get used to that person.
Hmm.
Do you experience that in your marriage, even when you were that attracted to your husband, or did you lose that, or you can see most people? Did
I
that make
did.
sense?
I lost it. I lost it. I think I lost it before he did. And then once we separated, um, he felt the same way. Like it was like, oh, I was just used to you being here. Like you get so accustomed to sleeping next to somebody, or so accustomed to somebody coming home to you, or eating dinner with somebody, to where it's to the point where it's like it's not even like love anymore. It's strictly um routine. So
Mm.
it's like if you or your partner don't put in the work to notice it, one, to notice it, and then two, put in the work to get back to loving each other. Like when people say date your spouse, date your girlfriend, that is true. Like continue to date them, because think about when you're first, like when you're first going on, like learning to court somebody and going on dates. You're so
Mm-hmm.
interested in them. You want to know about them. You want to know, you're infatuated with how their day is going. You want to know what they ate. You want to know what they did, this and the third. When you get married, you get so comfortable to that, for you're so comfortable with that person being there. It becomes like it's like okay, well, I don't need to ask you how your day going, because you're gonna come home and we're gonna talk about it over dinner.
So basically, was you sexually attracted to your husband, your ex
Uh,
husband?
at first, while we were dating,
What do
and
you rate your
then
ex husband? What you rate him?
um, what do you mean rate him as far as like looks?
Look, it looks wise.
Um, I would say he's like a 7.5, 8.
Now, and you said you lost it. What year you think you lost it?
Um, 2021.
When y'all got married?
We got married in 2019.
Mm. Okay, okay. You know, the average marriage lasts like less than 7 years. The 7 year itch.
I did not
Uh,
know that.
yeah. But black marriages don't usually last anyways, though. You know, one out of four black women usually get married in their lifetime.
Wow.
Yeah. So, um, what are some other things you experienced in your marriage that you should tell people that they ain't gonna know? Because we just established, I believe, looks and that fades away, lust fades away. That gooey feeling that they show in the movies, that oh man, this person hits every checklist.
Right. It goes away. It goes away. Everything that you thought was your checklist slowly becomes everything, a list of things that irritate you. You
Mm.
know? Um, and that is just from being under somebody for so long, so much. Um, hell, we even went through COVID together. So you got to think there we went a whole year and some change being locked away in our homes together. And it's just like, why are you chewing so loud? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You know? So it's just like, I don't know. Marriage is hard. It's
Very
hard. It takes a lot of
difficult.
work.
How long
It
y'all knew? How long y'all knew each other before y'all got married?
We was together for 8 years before we got married.
So y'all were teenagers.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people say they want this fine husband or wife, but I'm like, that's gonna get boring after a while.
And after a while, looks fade. I don't look the way I did 10 years ago. I don't look the way I did 5 years ago. I don't look the way I did 2 years ago. So looks fade. You shouldn't base your marriage on, oh, let me marry this man because he is fine, or let me put a ring on this woman because she is bad. That should not be the basis of your marriage. The basis of a marriage should be, does this person have the same qualities that I see myself in somebody? And it's okay if they don't, because I just like us as women. I don't know if men are the same way, but like women, we're so used to having a checklist of an ideal man. This
He
man has
ain't
to
tall
check all
enough. He ain't
these
got enough
boxes.
money. He ain't got enough
Right,
money. He don't make enough money.
right.
Or he's tall but
He's
he ain't got
he's
good hair.
tall, but his hair is thinning,
He ain't
or
got no swag.
right,
He
or
ain't
he's
street
not
enough.
fit,
He ain't
or
pookied enough.
exactly. Like, so we
He's
have
not that great in bed.
exactly.
He's good in bed. That's another thing. A lot of people want these sexy men or whatever y'all women, but these women, some of these guys ain't good in bed either. Though I realize
But guess what?
some women say these guys ain't good in bed, and they
If you
complain about it.
love, if you're having sex with somebody that you actually love, like genuinely love, the sex is gonna be immaculate every time,
Oh yeah,
because it takes away the lust, um and it's literally just love. Like, that's the only emotion there. So it's okay. It's like it's wonderful doing that with somebody that you know I want to share my body with, somebody I want to give every piece of me to. That's what makes it different. But it's just like we're so used to checking off these boxes. You got to have a man that has a 800 credit score. You got to have a man that drives a
and most of
Ferrari. You got
the
to have a
women,
man.
the list that they're making is shorter. Is they don't have nothing to offer the whatever the
Exactly.
list that they're making ain't even what they got to offer the man, and they
Exactly.
can't give half of that in return.
Exactly.
But did y'all at least get counseling to try to fight for your marriage?
We did not, because at that point, I was emotionally and mentally checked out. Like, I mentally left the marriage before I physically left.
Mm.
Because nobody gets married to get divorced.
I
So
hope not.
I was already mentally like, you know what, like, I'm doing this by myself. I'm done. And then by the time I actually got the courage to get up and walk away, like, it was just like, yeah, there was no coming back from it.
Now, you think it's gonna be easier dating being a divorced woman, or you think it's gonna be a lot harder? You
Um,
got two children as well.
right. Um, I think it's harder, and this is why. Not because I'm a divorcee. Like, to be completely honest, I have yet to meet somebody that cares about that part. But because I have children, and I make it hard on myself, because I have two daughters that I have to protect. I can't just be like, oh, let me, you know Johnny from down the street took me on a date, let him come over. Like, no, I have two kids to protect. I need to protect their peace. I have to protect my household. So that's what makes the dating portion hard, because it's like I now have to do like background checks on this person, that person, everything, because I have children
How
involved.
you do background checks on somebody? You get their social security or some shit?
No, not they're not like literal figuratively, not literal
No.
background checks. I wish I could do that.
I mean, you
But
don't even need that. You can get somebody's name. Don't trip and say social security. That was a joke, but yeah, you get their name. But I feel like that's good though. You need to do background search on people. Like, check. You gotta check on. You don't know if they weirdos or not.
right.
But let me ask you this though. You feel like if two parents are well, both of y'all working?
Yeah.
You think it's a book out there called the two parent income trap.
Mm.
You think when you have both parents working, that can cause rift in the relationship, or people
Um
should just go back to traditionally watching the kids? One
So
parent
I
stay
did
home.
both. I did both. So with our first daughter, I stayed home for like 6 months. And then I had to get back to work. Like, I just could not continue to just sit there and, just stay home. Um and then by the time we were married and I got pregnant with our second daughter, I had like medical issues, like health issues, things like that, which he was just like, you know what, at this point, just stop working. I'll take care of everything. Kudos to him for doing that. Like, he offered that to me. It wasn't a conversation where I was like, I'm tired of working, nothing like that. It was just like, your health is more important. We have kids now, like two kids now. So, you know,
So, so do you feel like if one of y'all say if you would have just embraced that role, you think that could have helped your marriage? Like, I
I
think
did
if
embrace it. I was a stay at home mom while I was pregnant, and then a full year after I had my daughter. And even after I left, again, kudos to my kid's father. After I left, he still continued to make sure I was good. And I still didn't have to go back to work as soon as I left. But I say that because I had played both roles. I feel like I was a lot happier when I was working because I am like a natural born hustler. Like I gotta be doing something, gotta get to some money, gotta figure this life out. It's not just me, it's my kids that I have to take care of. So I feel like I was happier when I was working. The stay at home mom role is cool, but when it becomes like all I'm doing is just waking up, doing school drop offs, pickups, taking care of a baby, and it's like you get to go out, you get to interact with other people, and I can't do that. And I think that's what really caused a rift because at that point I was also still going through postpartum, which is a lot of things that's something big that's not talked about enough in relationships. Um, but yeah, I was going through postpartum really, really bad, and it was just like, yeah, staying at home, only talking to my kids, and then having a partner. By the time he get off work, he was too tired to hold a conversation, and even tell me about his day. So it was just like it caused a rift.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think too many women are busy trying to chase a career and a dream and degrees instead of be stay at home wives?
Definitely, definitely.
But let me ask you this though: what do you think would have been more important? You staying home with your children, or you getting more money? Which one you
Um,
think you can get back though? You can get back money, but you can't get back time spent with your
you can't.
children though.
You can't. But this is what makes it so hard. It's just like today's world is not like how it was in the 60s. Like back then, your man you could be married to Johnny. Johnny got a regular day job. He taking care of home, doing whatever he wants to. And, you know, divorce wasn't as prominent as it is now. Um,
You know what made divorce highlight that? Go ahead, finish. I want you to finish.
um, Yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's like now as women, we got to have that mindset like, okay, this man can leave me tomorrow and I have children to feed. I can't just be sitting out here on my butt. Like, I got to get up, I got to chase a dollar. I got to figure out how I'm going to make ends meet. Or even as a stay-at-home mom, I gotta figure out, okay, all the bills is paid. I'm doing checks and balances for my man. I'm helping him run his business, but I need to make sure I'm putting away a little bit for myself because things happen, life happens, and
You know what I think though?
hmm,
Ego is breaking a lot of marriages up. And you think
I can agree with that.
whole lot of ego tripping.
Hmm.
Pride and ego is destroying relationships more than ever. Pride and ego.
Okay, I
I don't
think
get. I mean, I just feel like that's the reason thing is though.
I
I mean,
think that's a
women rather
big
they rather
part.
be CEOs and boss bitches and bad bitches and social media influence instead of be fucking wives
But what's
and
wrong with that? Why can't
not
us
when the
as
children suffer.
women? The children aren't suffering though. A lot of times nowadays with the CEOs, the boss bitches,
And then
the inter-
you said something about the money. No, I mean about the money. I'm like, do you feel like us as a society we want things that we really don't need or we shouldn't have? I ain't saying you shouldn't have nice things, but certain stuff we really don't need. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
it's not even about having things that we don't need. It's about surviving.
Oh, yeah, it's
Like
about surviving.
we are living in like one of the worst times there is now. People that's making $75,000 a year can't even afford to live a regular lifestyle. So it's just like now we have to be like on go mode. Like, okay, paid rent, paid mortgage, paid utilities. This is what we have left in our check for gas. And that's even with a two income household. People could still be drowning. Like that's just like we have to and it's just, I think with us being women, we're able to sit back and think, like logically think, okay, let's just say if I was in a relationship, my man is bringing home this amount, the bills are this amount, this leaves this out of both of our checks for us to survive for 2 weeks, a month, whatever the
First of
case
all, they
is.
need to be doing some overtime and grinding. That's another thing.
So exactly, we got to
What,
think of ways to get to the
what
money.
I'm saying, wait, though. If you have children, now I was fortunate to have my grandma to watch us or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I know, I understand. My grandma was rare because she was on disability. Long story short, she was able to watch us. Most grandmas have to work, or they're not old enough to retire, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe okay, you let a love parent, but to put them in daycare and put them in, shit like that, and let the nanny or whatever, I just look at it as a mother. I mean, that's my opinion. I would rather have my loved one or my wife or somebody raise the child. I feel like I should do it instead of putting them in daycare or a nanny do that goofy shit just to get
But I
more
mean,
money if you already live a good lifestyle.
that's not everybody has that option though. As far as like having a mother, a family member taking care of their kids, not everybody has that.
All right, I
So
understand.
that's just like, that's what, thank God, daycares and nannies and even occasional sitters. Like me, for instance, once I separated, I moved 3 hours away from all of my family, all of my friends, all of that, because I got a good paying job in this area. When I
Right, that's good.
moved, I moved knowing I have to take care of two kids and I don't have anybody here that I could just, beforehand, I could just easily drop my children off at my mom's if I needed to. I can't do that now. So yes, I have to look into in-home nannies. Thankfully, my job, I now work from home. So I don't need that, but not a lot of people have that option. So it's just like we got to do what we got to do. And that's even if you're not a single mom. Let's just say you with your kid's father or you're a wife. Husband and wives both got to work. Kids got
I
to go
mean,
somewhere.
I get that, but I look at it like, hey, if you, I understand people going. I ain't saying nobody should have nice things. You should have want to do nice trips, whatever. But at the expense of the children, now if after the kids grown to a certain age, but especially while they real young like that, toddler age especially, maybe. I mean, the most like, what? Why would you want to be homeless, especially if your man got it like that? But I understand everyone got a man. That's the other thing. You need to get married and have kids instead of having these broke ass men, so y'all can be home with y'all kids. But 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 what do you think? What do you think a woman should pursue though? Marriage or pregnancy early or chase their career?
Definitely marriage. Like I said, I was raised traditionally, so I think you should pursue, marriage. You should want to find somebody that you could be married to, somebody that you could love, or whatever, somebody that is God fearing. But at the same time, I don't feel like you shouldn't have to sacrifice your career in order to have a husband. Like that should never be a thing. Why can't I have both? Why can't I have the white picket fence, the kids, the
See,
dogs,
that's
and
comparison.
also
People gotta
be a
stop doing
boss?
that. But my thing is, being a boss is not important. Being a mother, a good mother,
And I can be a
anybody can make
great mother and a
babies.
boss.
I don't believe
That's
you
the
can't do
great part
that. You
about it. You
can't.
can.
You can,
You can.
you can do it, but I don't think you can drive a car with your feet. But that don't make it smart.
Okay, but guess what? There's people with no hands. You gotta do what you
Oh
gotta do.
my fucking
It's the
goodness!
same thing. You gotta do what you
Do
gotta do.
you think?
There's
Good.
no reason why I can't give my children the lifestyle that they deserve because one, they never asked to be here.
That's true.
I chose to bring them into this world because there are millions of ways I could have went another route. Okay. So me not being able to go out there and make sure that I can get their every want and need, is that's selfish of